addressing that boogeyman, there's also the notion that sometimes Kickstarter books might not necessarily be of the quality needed to be seen by a larger press indie company, and this is why they're kickstarting. That's, I think, that comes from the traditional bias, I think, towards self-publishing. That comes from traditional book publishing. The idea that the powers that be need to see me and tell me I'm great and sweep me up off my feet and change my life and have me completely exterior to the business process so that way they can screw me every single which way. There's a lot of, no, I'm being for real. There's a lot of,
it's funny to hear, but that's totally true, 100%.
yeah, like there's a lot of trust being put into this quote unquote traditional publishing process, and I would argue that indie is in the modern light. It's here as an escape from that never-ending cycle. Keep talking about never-ending cycles, but that's something that's been plaguing writing communities my entire life. My mom's an English teacher. She definitely writes in her spare time. I don't think she's ever even considered putting something out to a publisher because she thinks it's just that far removed from reality. Even though she's an incredible writer, I read her poetry, it's incredible. It's inspired me to write stuff. So, like, I think that we can't pander to that crowd of folk. And we can't sit here and pretend that like the books coming off Kickstarter aren't great. We got folks who are pulling in tens of thousands of dollars off of like their own indie projects. That is important, and the fact that that is happening exterior to Marvel and DC is big. That's a big deal. The fact that we're retaining rights, the fact that we get to have full creative control, the fact that we are not letting them say, hey, do you know how to get a copyright? Do you know how to meet with a printer? Do you know how to format a book? Do you know how to do all these things? Instead of them saying we can take all of this and make it easy for you, we're saying, no, I don't need that. I can do it all on my own. And then once I do so, I can just sell directly to consumer. And when you look at profit margins, when you look at the amount of, like we said, control you're able to retain, it feels as though if you're seeing a quality problem from books on Kickstarter, you might need to back different books. And that's no shade. That's no shade. There's just a lot of books. There's a lot of static that can happen on the platform, whichever one you're on. And you need to make sure that like you're on the right ones. So that way you can find the books you want. But